Hi everyone. Today is a very exciting day. Last week we pruned back the blackberry bushes behind us for the fall and the winter months, but today we're going to be relocating them under the magnolia tree in another part of the garden.
And once they're relocated, you know what that means? Yes, phase 2 deck expansion. Woo! We can get started. I've been waiting for so long to do this.
So if you do need to transplant your mature blackberry bushes, you definitely want to do it at the end of the growing season once they're dormant. If you do it in the middle of the summer while they're growing and producing berries, you could damage them and you might not get as many berries. Plus they're a lot smaller and easier to handle once they're pruned back. So we got a lot of work to do today. We're going to jump in and get busy. First on the agenda is remove the existing drip line out of the way. The next step is to start digging up the plants. Now we're going to start a good 6 to 12 inches away from each plant so we don't damage the roots, and blackberry roots run deep. So we've got to dig deep into the ground so we get as many roots as we possibly can out. The soil here is really hard and compact, so this auger is going to make it a whole lot easier. We're using a 12-inch Power Planter DIY Guru auger, so we can get down deep under the roots to avoid damaging them. Now these are very handy planting augers that make it easy to dig holes for planting trees, shrubs, and flowers. It makes quick work of tedious digging jobs, which we definitely have to do here, all over your yard and garden. The Power Planter auger made really quick work of breaking through the soil. Now I'm going to lift up the plant with a shovel. And it is okay if the roots break a little bit, no big deal. Blackberry roots are very resilient. So I'm just digging down here into the plant so I can lift it up. Oh, there we go. That's a good sound.
I heard it.
Yep, pop.
Yep.
Coming right out. This would have taken us all day to dig up by hand. Nice. Here it comes, first plant coming out. Nice roots.
Wow.
I'm really liking what I see here. Lots of really nice, healthy roots, which should really help it take root in a new location. I'm just going to drop it into the bucket here so the roots stay hydrated while I'm pulling up the other plants. I just bumped this and it's coming right out.
That's nice.
Man, that Power Planter auger is really doing the job here.
Yeah, it was really helpful.
Nice and easy. We got all the plants dig up. Nice job, Jerry.
Yep.
The Power Planter auger really made quick work of it.
Totally.
I'm sure glad that we had this tool. It was a lifesaver. We've got about 20 plants here to transplant to their new home. We'll show you that in just a moment. But I want to share with you guys, I made a really interesting discovery while we were digging up the plants.
Yeah, this was cool.
So many people have asked me what variety of blackberries these are. And since we planted them probably 5 or 7 years ago, I have no idea. But one of the blackberries, we discovered a tag underneath the soil on the bottom of the plants, still intact. And these are triple crown blackberry, large, glossy, aromatic, sweet black fruit, thornless, summer bears. They've done really well for me. If any of you are interested in the same variety I'm growing, this is the one for you. Oh, Jerry, I'm getting excited about this now.
Yeah, I am too.
So here we are, introducing you to the new home of the CaliKim blackberries. We've got an 8-foot raised bed up against the fence, trellis already in place, and it gets about 3 to 4 hours of morning sun in the summertime. So I figured it was a good spot. It's actually the only empty raised bed that we have. So we're gonna see how they do here. Now, when you're transplanting blackberries, what you wanna do is, of course, amend the soil as you do when you're transplanting anything. We've already added some compost, some worm castings, and some organic granular fertilizer. We really want the roots to develop really well and get very well established in this spot this winter time. I've already dug a nice little trench for my blackberries, and I'm actually going to dump some more of the Vermistera worm castings in my trench because these do have a natural root growth hormone, and they really help with root development. So we're just going to sprinkle some right down in here in the trench, right where the roots will grow. And then we're going to place our blackberries about, I'm going to say about 2 feet apart. I'm going to kind of try and pack them in here a little bit. We're obviously not going to fit all of them in here. We're going to do the best we can. And I'm actually going to take some out of these buckets first. These were the larger rooted plants. And we're going to put them at about soil level or so. We're not going to bury them too terribly deep. I'm going to try and situate them so they grow towards the trellis here because eventually we'll probably tie them on top of the trellis. So let's fill up the trench and give the blackberries their new home. I grabbed a couple more of the larger rooted plants from on the wall up there. I think it's going to be a lot easier to plant those in this raised bed than in the other spot we have for them. We'll show you that in just a moment. Let's get these all situated and then we'll backfill. Got my triple crown labeled blackberry to put in last. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the tag and hang on to this one. So happy to know what variety they are. We'll pop it in. So now I'm just backfilling to cover up the roots. The blackberries have a brand new home. I'm topping off with some additional soil. I was able to fit about 7 blackberry plants in here, and I'm really excited. It's really nice to see something in this raised bed. But it's super important when you're transplanting blackberries that you keep the roots nice and moist, especially for the first few weeks. And I'm gonna give them some Vermistera Vitality. I'm gonna put it here in this watering can. It's a really good concentrate made with worm castings. And it's great because it really helps protect the roots of the plant, aids in all the good root growth that we need. And one reason why I'm not only adding the worm castings to the soil, but the Vermistera Vitality, is that the liquid vitality is immediately available to the plants. And we want these blackberries getting established as soon as possible. So I'm just drenching each plant down. I'm gonna water the entire raised bed down very thoroughly so it soaks all the nutrients down into the roots. They've got the moisture that they need to really kickstart their growth. We've got about 15 more plants we've got to find a home for. So for now, I'm going to pop them here in these little shorties. Don't know if this is where they're going to end up permanently, but it'll give them a nice little temporary home until we can figure out a permanent spot for them. Now the blackberries look like sticks now because they are dormant for the winter time, but they're storing up all that good energy in the roots. We'll get them good and established. When the weather warms up in the spring, they're gonna take off and we're gonna have blackberries again.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird to have these down here. Those blackberries have been up on that hill for 5 to 7 years. But we're also excited about the new project that follows right behind the blackberries up on that hill. Stay tuned.
That's right. So make sure you subscribe, stay tuned, lots more fun to come. We'll definitely bring you along as the blackberries grow. And super happy for the Power Planter Auger, which made this big job a whole lot easier.
Sure did.
So I'll pop a link in the video description in case you're interested in picking one up. There's lots of different sizes it comes in for just about any digging garden job you have. And do make sure you head over to CaliKimGardeningHome.com. The November indoor microgreens box is only available for one more week until November 22nd.
People are loving that box.
Absolutely loving it. And you get a free set of Centurion Precision Snips with every box. You can grab Gift It box for holiday gifts, and you get $7 off with the code microgreens. They're going fast, so make sure you head over now and grab yours. Comment below, let us know if you're transplanting blackberries in your garden this winter time. We'd love to hear how it goes for you. We really look forward to reading your comments. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.